morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Schuster's. Sales meeting day.
Another month, another meeting.
Best day of the month, I must say.
It is one of the best days of the month, so we always look forward to it.
Me too.
Let's let
Technology
people join here.
Yep, looks like we've got 11 people online with us right now. Drop us a quick hello in the comment section or give us a wave. We'd love to see who you are.
I was going to say, is anyone there?
Is everybody prepared for the snowstorm that we may or may not get?
Now see, this is when Zoom is really nice because...
Not going to have to get in your car and travel. You can do all your meetings and appointments online because it could be a doozy.
Yeah,
we'll see.
How often in years past do we have to end up canceling?
Yeah,
a couple of these every year because of snowstorms. So
yeah.
There is a benefit to online.
Yes, there is. Well, good morning. A couple shout outs. Rita Johnson, Dominique, good to see you. Katie, John, Pam, Misty. Thanks for being here this morning. Good morning, Vicki. Hello, Todd.
Bring them on here. Hey, Bess. Good morning.
Hello, Crystal.
Let's let this thing get going. It's only 10:02.
Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your notepad. It's a good meeting today. We're going to provide a lot of valuable information for you guys. So our intention is for you to walk away slightly more skilled than you showed up to this morning.
That would be good.
Yeah. Good morning, Jennifer. All right, shall we dive in?
So, yeah, we don't have that many people on yet. They're still coming on. So I want to throw this isn't on our agenda, but just to the people who are here right now, this is a very informal, spur of the moment poll.
Oh.
And I don't want to get too complicated with this. How would you feel if all of a sudden the governor or the mayor or whoever says whatever they say about this pandemic thing? What if all of a sudden someone said, you guys can have a sales meeting?
You guys can get a large group together.
You can go to Smedra, you can meet right now, and we're not changing. The only thing I'm saying is somebody says we can do it. I'm not saying that there's more vaccines. I'm not saying any counts have changed. Nothing is any different than it is right this very second in our own minds and what's going on, other than someone says, you can do it. It's allowed. And it's up to you to whether or not you wear a mask we'll say it's at the big conference room at Smedra. We're just making this up too, guys. I just want to know where people are thinking. Because someone says you can do something doesn't mean people want to do it. And I know we keep getting people saying on surveys, we can't wait. But I'm just curious.
How many of you would come?
Yeah, how many people would come? If I put something on, and where are people thinking? So, I just want yays for yes, I would come, and you'll figure out you wear a mask and we sit further apart, or you don't, or I'm not.
We'll figure out logistics.
Yeah, I'm not saying what that would look like. I'm just saying they say we can go, we're going to do it. So you don't need to put in your political beliefs. Not until more vaccines. Yes or no. And no judgment whatsoever. I don't even know what my answer is.
Yeah, and maybe the question is, would you be comfortable getting together with your fellow equity realtors and us leading a sales meeting or having a luncheon or something that allows us to start migrating back together in a larger group? Are you comfortable with that or not quite?
Yeah, and Skip, I see, we could still do live. I've been doing that for years. We've been doing that on Facebook Live. So that's not different. All I'm asking, how many people would show up?
Actually want to show up in person.
Yeah, so far we've got a lot of yeses. Not that anyone says we could do this.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
curious.
there will come a
Yeah.
day when we are given permission to start convening in larger groups again, and we can start rolling that out. We just want to be prepared and know where you guys are because we respect you so much. We want to consider your feelings in,
Yeah,
in
and
these
we're
decisions.
actually reaching out to some restaurants to find out how many people can we get together to do our yearly Power Pro luncheon.
Or
And-
a monthly,
or monthly. So-
luncheon.
I'm thinking we're getting close. So this helps me see that, yes, people are wanting to do stuff. Now we just got to have people say we can do stuff. So we're looking into it. So anyway, thank you for everyone
Taking
saying
our unofficial poll.
our unofficial poll. And again, no judgment. If you say no way, yeah, I get it. If you say yay, I get it. So yeah. Anyway, thanks. So what do we got going on here today? Let's see. We get our welcome new agents. So if you're a new agent and this is your first meeting, type in the section and say, hi, I'm on board, I'm new, I'm happy to be here. So please introduce yourself. We'll get your e-pin off to you. And then would like to thank the following agents for referring people. So Stephanie Faulhauer referred John, and Kiefer referred Chuck, and Amy referred Charlie. We always appreciate you guys referring people to our company. So thank you guys so much for that. And then these are our newest agents. We have Kellen Gurney and Nick Gagner and Matthew Martin. Matthew, you look like you are prepared for this weekend.
Yes, he is.
I think that might be what you're going to be wearing
Yep.
this weekend. Yeah. Big storm ahead. So,
Oh boy.
are your buyer's offers not getting accepted?
Ho hum.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we've been talking about this for a while, and I think there's a lot of anxiety out there for buyers, and I know we keep seeing this question come through on surveys, what can we do, what can we do, what can we do? We've done several Tuesday talks on different strategies for offers, so hopefully you guys are starting to see some success is our hope, but I'm thinking that there's still room for improvement.
There's a lot. I mean, the stat right now is something like 100 showings in 3 days and 20 offers is like the average right
Yeah,
now.
the average for home sales, according to the DMAR Market Trends report that just came out last week, is a home that goes on the market will have an average of 100 showings, typically around 20 offers. And in order to be competitive, buyers are having to write offers 10 to 20% above list, and appraisal waivers or full appraisal gap clauses are the norm. Those are astounding statistics.
So when you say you're not, I mean, that's 1 out of 20. That's not a great odds
Yeah.
for your buyer.
And most buyers right now, the statistic is 43% of buyers are So if you say, hey, I've been working with a buyer for 4 weeks, we just can't get an offer accepted. Offer accepted.
Yikes. So, with that said, how can we help you guys get your offers accepted?
So I have one tip above and beyond everything that we've talked about. Large sums of money, earnest money deposits. If your buyer's offer,
we had a little.
hopefully you guys are still with us.
We kind of
had a little
stopped for a second.
stall there. So I want to
We don't
reveal
want
the
to-
tip
yeah.
and make sure you hear it. When you submit an offer for a buyer and it does not get accepted, find out from the listing agent our offer the next time, or are these just things that we can't even play ball with? There's my tip. Write this language in your contract, it'll magically be accepted.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But we learn a lot from our failures, oftentimes more than our successes. So when we hit but finding out what those nuances are. I know one of the questions that's going to come up is...
Hang on. Internet is not working. Can't hear tips.
Oh. Paul, you got us okay?
You guys are lagging a little bit on my side as far as the Zoom goes.
Okay.
And Facebook seems to be frozen.
All right, we're going to check our technology standby. Give us just a second, guys. We're going to work on our internet connection here and make sure you can hear all this.
Slowly seems like it's picking up. I know there's that delay. It's slowly catching up stuff.
All right, we'll see if we've got a little bit better connection now.
I think we're
back.
So
yeah, Zoom is strong. You guys aren't.
So Skip said that they had missed some information and missing lots of info.
Okay.
I'm watching it now. It looks like it's going pretty good.
So maybe we try it again.
Maybe we try it again.
In person.
I'm so glad you guys, a lot of you said, let's do it in person. We are so ready for in person. Yeah. So, I think we're good. Do it again.
All right. So let's take her from the top. We'll paraphrase. My one tip that I want you to walk away with today is when you submit an offer for a buyer and it does not get accepted, reach out to that listing agent and find out what the accepted offer had that your offer did not. That's where we learn.
That's an important tip. And there aren't a ton of you that are going to do this. I mean, so many agents in today's market, and I say today's, in the last several years, send over an email, here's an offer, you text, you don't pick up the phone. Because we get questions all the time about, hey, how should I handle this? Hey, how should I handle that? And we're like, well, did you talk to the agent?
Did you ask the agent?
Oh, no, I didn't. We've gotten so used to texting it. You need to talk to people.
Yeah.
You need to pick up the phone, call that agent. You didn't get the offer accepted and say, hey, you know how hard this market is. You're struggling too.
What could we have done to have been that accepted offer? What did that accepted offer have that we did not? And then you can take that back to your buyers and realign their expectations. Maybe the offer was $50,000 higher and your buyers don't have the ability to financially stretch that far, so that's not something that you can tweak or tailor in your next offer. Maybe they waived the appraisal contingency or doubled the earnest money or paid for the title insurance. Maybe there was just something small that your buyers say, I can compete with that. Next time we write an offer, let's structure our contract so that we incorporate that. Because the market is changing so swiftly right now that 6 months ago, appraisal gaps were $5,000 and $10,000. Now it's full appraisal gaps, appraisal waivers, $70,000 appraisal gaps. If you do a $5,000 appraisal gap, there's a high likelihood you're not going to be as competitive as you would have been 6 months ago. But without asking those questions, you don't know.
And we made a video on how a conventional offer can compete against a cash offer. I mean, we were ahead of the curve talking about eliminating contingencies. Yes, they still have to go get an appraisal. Yes, they have to go do the stuff with the lender. watch that video, because this is what's happening now.
Now.
We were 3 months ahead of the curve. Now everyone's doing it.
Exactly.
And if you don't understand how that works, watch
our Tuesday talk.
Yeah.
It's on our YouTube library. The other thing that I want to mention is that some of you may say, well, I can't even get the listing agent to return my call when I'm trying to present an offer. It's tough on listing agents right now. When you have 87 people going through your listing and every single person is calling saying, how many offers do you have and what do I got to do to be competitive and what is your seller looking for? Maybe you can't get in touch with that listing agent the day they're reviewing and accepting offers. Maybe you call 3 days later and you say, now that the dust is settled, can I bend your ear for 2 minutes? I'm just curious, what could we have done to rise above the competition? And grab them at that point. Don't give up completely.
Yeah.
Because we're all in this together. And at some point, that listing agent's going to have a buyer, and they're going to appreciate getting a return call from whoever's on the other side of the table. So we got to band together and figure it out.
Yeah. Don't assume that they didn't present my offer. They've got a ton of offers, and everyone's looking out for the best interest of their client. Exactly. They're not taking advantage of you or doing something mean to you, even though it feels like, I can't get something accepted. So yeah. Work together.
Number 1 tip, call, find out what you could have done better.
Yeah.
As far as your buyers and their anxiety, I think our only recommendation is setting expectations, letting people know that, yes, we're hoping that we can get the very first offer accepted. Yes, I'm hoping that we can get you into a home quickly, but here's the reality of the market. And as long as expectations are correct, I think those buyers are going to have an easier time picking themselves back up and moving forward. Buyers absorb a lot of our energy. So if the market's so hard, oh my gosh, it's impossible, we're never going to get you into a house. How do you think that makes that buyer feel?
Yeah.
Stay upbeat. Stay positive. They're feeding off of you. The other question, and we'll wrap this segment up, that came up was, should buyers wait? Should buyers wait until we have a little more inventory?
I mean, we were saying this like 5 years ago. Oh my gosh, the market's moving so fast. It's in a bubble. Can you imagine those people 5 years ago that said, I'm going to wait till the downturn?
You're still waiting.
I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars now that the market has gone up. And now we're talking about interest rates rising. Mm-hmm. And a slight increase in an interest rate is going to be more dramatic on someone's monthly payment than an increase in the price of the home. And I don't see this thing slowing down anytime soon. You have people talking about a bubble. We've been talking about bubbles for years. This is totally different than 2007, 8, 9. Okay, we were giving away loans to people that didn't have income.
Right.
Okay, it wasn't just low interest rates. It was loans to people with no money. And people were buying multiple houses because the market was going up and they didn't have to qualify for these loans. These people are qualifying for loans. They're paying with cash. They're not going to lose their home. Who's going to take their home? They paid with cash.
Yeah. So interest rates are really going to be a key factor for this year's buyers, because, I mean, a buyer that was able to qualify for a 2.75, 3 months ago, and interest rates ticked up to 3.1 or whatever they are today. I mean, we're talking $30,000, $40,000 in buying power. So you may have been looking at homes priced at 6.25, and you need to back that down to 575. I mean, there's substantial losses in buying power due to interest rates. So waiting another year in hopes that there's more inventory. 1, you've got interest rates working against you, and 2, just for statistical purposes, February of 2020, average closed price was $513,000. Average closed price for February 2021, $632,000.
That's what, $90,000?
I wrote down difference between 532 and 513 is $119,000.
119.
Can your buyer save $119,000?
You can't save
fast enough to keep up with the appreciation that we're seeing? Probably not. So,
wow.
When was the best time to buy? Probably a few months ago. When is the second best time to buy? Today.
Right now. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
Cool.
That's what we got on that. Keep up, guys. You're doing a good
Yeah.
job. It's hard out there. It's hard for everybody.
I like that picture though.
That-
Well done, Paul.
That is kind of how you feel, right?
I figured it was fitting.
Ah,
So the next topic was marketing tips to win more listings. And when we say win more listings, we did, was it last month at our sales meeting? We talked about,
yeah.
we talked about
lead generation
getting
and prospecting
appointments.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah, so getting appointments for listings. Now we're going to throw out a couple ideas. You're sitting down with that prospective seller, and maybe you're in a competitive situation because you didn't get this person through your sphere, which is the best way to work.
Or maybe it was a referral, but they're interviewing three
They
or
could
four
be.
other realtors because they've gotten a lot of referrals.
Yeah, they could be. And you're like, okay, how do I compete? And we do hear, how do I compete against maybe a company that's discounting their fees? And there's agents that discount fees. It's not just companies that do this.
Yeah.
There are agents that do this, and I don't believe in it. You guys work so hard for your clients that you should not be discounting your fee. And when I say discounting, I'm discounting from what? I mean, there is no standard fee, so I have a hard time with the word discounting. I would say lowering your value. If you believe that you're worth a 3% or 4%, 2.8, 2.7, whatever you believe that in your business model, your side of the transaction as a listing agent, anything less than that would be a discount. So, I don't want to say that here's the market cap and I'm discounting. So, don't play that game. Rise above and have a great listing presentation. You guys have heard me talk about it 100 times that you need to have a good listing presentation. Part of the presentation is marketing materials. Okay, a listing presentation should be discussing your qualifications. It should be asking the client, the prospective seller, what their needs are. Don't forget to ask their needs.
Yeah.
It should contain negotiating. How are you going to help negotiate? It should contain how contracts work and what the flow of the process is. It should contain the market analysis. How are you coming up with the price? It should contain how are you dealing with multiple offers and showing your expertise in negotiating these multiple offer scenarios and getting the best bang for the buck when you have all these compared. And you should be able to show them how you're going to market it. How are you going to get this in front of people? Social media. How are you going to use your wording in the MLS? Your photography.
Yep.
How are you going to reach out to other agents? How are you going to reach out to maybe your sphere of influence? There's all kinds of things that go into a listing presentation. And we're going to show you a few things that you guys already have access to, and you probably have seen it or heard it, and then you forgot.
Forget about it.
Because we all forget about the tools and resources that we have right at our disposal if we're not using them all the time. And because we're all working with buyers, but we're not working with many sellers, it's like, oh, now what do I do?
Yeah. And listings are what you want to have right now.
Listings are what you want to have all the time.
Yes, all the time.
All the time. And when listings are not selling and we have 9 months on the market, 3 months on the market, and these markets do exist, and you hear agents, oh my God, I just want to get a buyer, I just want to buy. I don't want listings. They just cost me. You always want listings.
You always want listings.
That's called inventory. That's a reason for someone to call you. I have something, I have the inventory. If you work in a coffee shop, you have coffee. When you work in real estate, you have houses.
Houses.
A reason for someone to contact you. Call you, text you, email you, and see what you've got. So listings are key, and it's the hardest part of this industry because it's the one time where you have to show your value and why you're charging what you are, and you're showing the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're showing the whole 6% or 7% or 5 whatever the whole thing is, the buyer side and your side. Average sales price over 600,000. Let's say it's a 6% commit. We're talking a $36,000 commission someone's going to write. You need to be on point to be able to articulate why you are charging this fee.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of these marketing materials that we're going to show you and suggestions and tips and techniques that we're going to give you today, some of you will say, I don't need this in a swift market. I put the home in the MLS, I put the sign in the yard, and I'm going to have 80 people flocking to me. I don't have to do it. You know what? There's a lot of atrophy that's going on with our skill sets right now, not only pandemic, but out of the fact that it doesn't take a ton of effort to expose a property to the market because of the buyer demand. Start honing your skills now so that as that shift occurs, we're trying to put you ahead of the curve. So you need to be able to be competitive when sitting down and competing against other realtors, but you also need to be ready to go next year, a year from now, 2 years from now. When the market changes, you've already adapted because this is your standard practice. Not something that you tweak when the market's good or the market's bad.
And on that, a listing, when you have a listing, your name is in lights. And when I say that, the sign goes up in the neighborhood and everyone's looking at you. Mm-hmm. There is that's
no better
the
marketing.
Most exciting time in an agent's year, month, week, depending on how many listings you take, when you get that sign in the front yard and your name's on it, you're like, I got it, and everyone's looking. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of your name being in lights and market the heck out of that and go get another sign in the front yard in that neighborhood. And let your sphere know that you have gotten a sign in the front yard. That is the best way to show success, and success breeds success.
Yeah, and when sellers are referring you to their sphere, they're going to be able to say, so-and-so did this for my house, even in a crazy busy market. They did this, they did this, they did this. They rolled out the red carpet. And that's how they're going to promote you to the people that they know.
And that's how you're going to take
corners.
value. And that's how you're going to get your value, though. You know, when you see people, the market's so crazy, it's so good, you don't have to do anything, you just put the sign in the yard, I'm going to sell it. Yeah, but if you do these extra things, mm-hmm. I will get you more money. I will negotiate better for you. I will be a better advocate than the guy who's just throwing the sign in the front yard, putting on a manual lockbox, not looking at your safety. Mm-hmm. They're looking at their convenience. How convenient is it for me as an agent to get in and out of your house? Well, putting a key under the front porch is really convenient. It's not safe. And a manual lockbox is no better than putting the key under the front porch. It's SPI, it's NFL. I can do 10 different things and probably get into the house. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. So.
But you guys all know that.
You all know that. Marketing.
Here we go.
And Paul will send the link when we're done with the wrap-up. Don't forget, this is on Elevate. This is under our print marketing tab. And this is Color Productive. Okay? Color Productive is Troy's company. Troy Lucero. Troy Lucero has the largest printing real estate company in Colorado. They do Sotheby's printing. They do Coldwell Banker's Premier printing. And we have this same printing, however we get better pricing. Because I'm not making any money on it.
Yeah.
Coldwell, Sotheby's, everybody else puts this stuff together and they make money on selling the stuff that they're giving you guys. I just got you a good deal. But look at how do this. Show them.
So this is like a 6-page
fold out. It's gorgeous. And I don't care if you have $1 million listing or a $500,000 listing. I know Eileen Kitko has taught courses for us, and she says everybody gets her premier marketing package.
Whether they're a $200,000 condo or a $1.2 million listing. Yeah.
So again, go to the print marketing tab. It's easy to order this stuff. You can select your own photographer. You can hire Virtuance if you want. You can use one of his. But
And his photographer is really good, by the way.
Yeah, it is really good. That's gorgeous.
So
what do you do with
yeah,
that?
I was just going to
What
say,
do you
how
do
do we
with
use
that?
this? What do we do with this?
You mail this to your sphere of influence. You show your success to your sphere, and you just say, hey, do you know anyone? Put a little note card in there. Great way
And
to
I'll show you
reach
the
out.
envelope. It comes in this really pretty silver envelope.
Classy.
Who's not going to open that, right?
Send it. Also, let's say that this is a unique home. Maybe it's in Castle Pine Village. You can pull up agents who have sold $1 million to $1,050,000 in the last 90 days. And you can pull up those agents, mail that to them. And you're going to put that in your listing presentation. You're going to don't just show stuff to your seller. Look, I make pretty stuff.
Tell them what you're going to do with it.
Why do I make pretty stuff? I'm going to sell this to the top agents in the area. I'm going to market your home to some of the top agents that have sold recently.
And then also let them know what the benefit is to them. By exposing your home to the top agents in the area, that's going to create additional exposure. They probably have buyers that are already looking. I'm going to make sure your home is front and center.
So that's just one piece. And postcards. So this goes to maybe the top 50 people. Mm-hmm. And maybe to your top 50 A's in your database.
A's and A pluses.
A's and A pluses. Then you got the postcard. Maybe that goes to another 50 people who have sold homes in the area. Mail it to 75 homes, 100 homes in the immediate area. They're driving past your sign. Mm-hmm. They see this. They're going to go, that's amazing. And send this maybe to your 100 in your database. Just listed. And then when it sells, just sold.
I love these because they're jumbo. They stick out in your mailbox. This doesn't get thrown away without being looked at first.
You know what I did years ago? I was 25 when I went to Remax. And I got access to stuff like this. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Because I was working at a small company, my dad's company, a very small company. I didn't have access to this cool stuff. So I had some, it was a little smaller. It was about like this big. It was just a business card. It was Remax and my name on it. And then I put a little blurb on it. I mailed hundreds of those out to my sphere, to neighbors. Mm-hmm. Every time I took a listing, I just got my name out in front of people. Yeah. But that's beautiful.
Yeah, and when you mail these to the neighborhood, I mean, a lot of people really like where they live and may know other people trying to get into their neighborhood. So yes, it could be a potential lead generation tool in the event a neighbor is thinking of putting their home on the market, but it's also double-sided in the sense that they may know someone that they can pass that postcard around to that is looking to move.
Then you got the big flyer.
So yeah, this is the nice 4-page.
And again, what do you do with that?
Sorry, it's a little washed out, but there is
you can leave it at the listing, obviously. So when people leave, they can take it with them. Yep. 2, you take it on a listing presentation. And day 1, I don't have any listings. Any of you who are listening to us right now going, I don't have any listings. You call Troy up right now or go online and you order this packet.
He sends you this packet.
I've got
so you've got these examples.
20 of
and it
these
doesn't
right
have
now.
your picture, it just has a generic picture.
No.
Oh, you can get customized.
Oh, come on, step it up. Call Troy up and put your picture on this. Put your name on this. So when you go on a listing presentation and you show what you do, you show what you do, not what this fake one does. Show your stuff. It costs you $20 or something. I don't know. It's not much.
And then you don't have to leave these pieces behind with the seller if you don't want to. You can pick them up and take them back with you.
Or leave them. Get this stuff in people's hands. Get your name and your picture all over the place. Then it's got, for you guys that do note cards, nice little note card.
Thanks for meeting with me.
So yeah, after your listing appointment, it was really a pleasure meeting with you. Thank you for the opportunity. I would love to represent you in your home. I think it's amazing. Don't forget to be excited about people's homes.
Yeah.
People love it when you're excited about their house. They like that. You don't want to just go in and just be the expert, the pro, I'm so good at this, and be cold. You want to be,
Yeah.
I want this. This is great. And excited. I want to help
I can
you.
market this.
And then
The Big Daddy.
this is the big, yeah.
This is so
This
cool.
is for
I love this.
really nice homes. But it's a book.
A spiral book of pictures of the house. And if you're not doing professional digital photography, don't do cell phone pictures.
No. Hire a professional.
I'll hold it and you can turn the pages.
Oh, it's like a picture book. We can tell a story.
Yeah.
But no, really, what this is for, it's not just to sell the house, it's so that you're taking care of that client and showing them your value, what you do above and beyond other people. And when I hear someone saying, oh, what's Sotheby's do? What's some fancy pants company do that I'm not doing? They're not doing this because the agents are already paying 30% to that company. And Stacy and I have researched all these companies. Mm-hmm. And we thought about going there 15 years ago to a couple of these boutique companies. And we looked at what we were doing compared to what they gave me. I'm like, we do more than what they're doing. I would have to pay them 30% and then go do my stuff that's really cool. So do cool stuff. Take care of your client. You guys are the ones who are taking care of your clients. Companies aren't taking care of your clients. They're taking care of you, hopefully giving you access and tools like we do. Now take advantage of it. Spend some money, spend some time. And again, if you don't have a listing, get this stuff now so that you're prepared when you do get that appointment.
Exactly.
So, tip for marketing. Use
Color Productive.
On
Elevate.
Go to the print marketing. It's so easy, and if you don't know how to do it, learn it now before you need it. Paul.
Yes, I just wanted to quickly add that the system truly is fail-proof. If many of you are feeling overwhelmed about how to get this information out to people, call Color Productive and they can pull addresses for you. Todd mentioned sending the flyers out to surrounding houses around your listing. Troy can pull all that stuff for you, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, express those concerns to Troy, and I guarantee you he has a solution. You just have to get out there and do it. The only other thing I want to say real quick about these booklets, I heard from an agent that on the higher end listings, they will print these for their clients and use them as a souvenir booklet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Memories. Yeah, so many memories in a home, and people are sad to move sometimes. And by you providing this nice memory booklet of these really high-res photos, they'll take that with them and they'll cherish it for a long, long time. So another creative idea to throw in there.
That's a great idea. I can't overemphasize when you get a listing and your name is in lights that you go and market the heck out of this. Again, I go back when I first started the business, I took out top agents to find out what they did. And back in Portland, Oregon, Brian D'Ambrosio, I was 26, I think. Brian was a few years older than me. And he had the market. I mean, this guy had subdivision after subdivision. He was on radio. He was doing everything. I'm like, he literally paid people to stand on corners and spin signs with his name on. I mean,
that was before sign spinners were like trendy.
He did all kinds of crazy. And I took him out to lunch. I'm like, I want to know who you are and what you do. I knew him through an acquaintance. And I asked him if he did farming. I said, you got listings everywhere. Do you farm? And he's the one that coined for me, when you get a listing, your name is in lights. He told me that. And I said, what's that mean? He said, that is when you market or farm an area. Before that, nobody knows who you are. You just go and throw a mailing out into a subdivision. You don't have a listing. All you're doing is wasting your money. You're just another postcard. But when your name is in lights, when your sign is in the front yard, then you market the heck out of that neighborhood. because now people have seen they're going to drive past your sign 3, 4, 5 times a day. And then they get a postcard. And then they get an invite to an open house. And then they get a just sold. And maybe you actually do a follow-up with, hey, I've got buyers who are interested in your neighborhood. And you'll pick up another 2 or 3 listings while you're there. That's what you do. Don't waste the opportunity of having that one listing when you can multiply that one listing multiple times. And I know that we have, like Philip Candela, I see he's writing something down here. Yeah, you can call him. But
Color
Philip,
productive.
color productive.
Or you can call Philip.
Or
if
Philip.
You want.
We'll call Philip. Color productive. But Philip has had multiple listings in Landmark. And I don't know if he's been mailing out stuff like this. He should be. And I'm guessing he is because he keeps getting listings in there. And if he hasn't, I can't imagine how many more listings you'd get, Philip, if you're sending these big things out there. But if people count, don't forget who comes into open houses now and then, if you have an opportunity for an open house. Neighbors.
Perspective.
Especially in
sellers.
a Landmark, and you have a book like this, they're going to come in and go, my agent didn't do that when I bought my last place, or impress people. You never know where your next transaction is going to come from.
And can I just quickly say, I'm smiling over here because this is the fun stuff. This is why so many of us got into this business. And if we're feeling burnout from a very tough market, what better way to kind of re-energize yourself and focus some time on this stuff? Have fun with it. Be creative. And we give you.
You see how excited I started? Like,
Sounds like
I'm done managing. I'm not doing any more of these sales meetings. I'm going to go sell some houses because I didn't have this. I want this, and I want to go show someone.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is the fun part. Like you said, Paul. I mean, go impress some people. Show people that you are just doing some cool stuff, and it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of thought, a little bit of energy. But the nice thing is, you don't have to make this. You just got to pick up the phone and talk to some people and take action.
And then it's all systematized too.
Yeah.
So you're not reinventing the wheel time after time. And if you haven't gone through and revamped your listing presentation in the last year, or your buyer presentation for that matter, you need to. This should be done every 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, all the time. You should be upping your game. But I don't think there's anything better than upping your game than getting samples of these with your picture. Get your picture on this stuff so that your next listing presentation, you can share it. And there's nothing wrong with sending this. If you had a listing last month, you're like, oh my God, it sold so quick, I blah, 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 I never did anything. Go get some postcards made and send them out to your sphere. Send them out to the neighborhood. There's nothing that says you can't do this. You can't go retroactive and send out, obviously you can't say just listed, but you can say sold. I sold. So,
Exactly.
yeah. You were going to share something else on marketing.
So yeah, I've got a couple other tips on marketing, not specifically marketing pieces, but how to utilize and leverage things that you can put into your marketing action plan. And Todd had mentioned, mailing things to agents who have sold properties in the neighborhood. Those are kind of my types of suggestions. So the first one I want to talk about is creating a custom property website. I don't know how many of you guys do custom property websites for your listings, but there are several different programs out there. There's visual shows. There's one called Crib Flyer, CRIB Flyer. And it allows you to create a domain name with your property address, so people can type in 123 Elm Street, and it will take them to a landing page with property information, descriptions, photos, virtual tours, whatever documentation you have. Some are more fancy than others. Crib Flyer, for example, you can upload PDFs. So say it's an acreage property and you want to upload a survey, or you want to include information about the community or recreation and things nearby, you can actually upload PDF documents, which is kind of cool. And then there's a site or a landing page for you as an agent to talk about what you do, how you work, and a place to schedule a showing or request additional information. So if you're not doing custom property websites, I would. You can get a sign writer made that goes on the top of your listing sign, and then buyers that are driving by can just go straight to that URL. You can put it on your flyers, you can put it on your websites, you can put it on all your social media. It's just a really nice, unique way of specifically driving traffic straight to a site that has more detailed descriptions than, say, a Realtor.com or a Zillow or RE Colorado. So that's one of my suggestions. The other thing, if you use the equity for sale signs and don't have your own custom sign made, did you know that you can custom record an audio message for the 866 or 888 number, 877, the 1-800 number on the sign? And so rather than it saying this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bath house, you can actually say, hey, welcome to blah, 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 and have a nice free flowing audio description. So record those custom recordings because they're really neat tools too.
We put the instructions in the weekly update, like
every 6 weeks.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, reach out to Paul. We can resend that to you. We probably have a video on YouTube how to use it. I can't remember if we do or not. Again, learn now before you have a listing.
Mm-hmm.
Have your listing presentation ready to go before you get the appointment.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah. So as far as other types of promotion that I think are important, you have the ability when you list a property or anytime you want to be able to go through, let's say, a particular subdivision, and you can pull all the active listings, all the pending listings, and all the sold listings, say for a 6-month period, 180 days. And then scroll down to the bottom and see who the listing agents, or on the sold properties, who the buyer's agents are. And their email addresses are right there on the MLS sheet. So when you do your Color Productive, they will send you a PDF version of your flyer. You can email those flyers out to realtors in that specific neighborhood that have listed or sold in the last 6 months with a customized email. Hey, I know you work in this area. Perhaps you have another buyer that's looking to move in. Please know that I just listed this property, and then all the information about it. Being proactive. We've talked about reverse prospect matches, so watch our videos on that. That is another great tool to use for getting a person's, or you're listing a person's home in front of a multitude of buyers and listing agents. And then a couple other things that I have written down is promoting your listing during the equity sales meeting. When we say, hey, type in your listings if you have a listing. Joining Facebook groups, whether it's the Equity Colorado Facebook page that we have, promoting your listing there. Joining the Smedra Facebook group, posting your listing there. There are 3 coming soon websites that are really, really popular on Facebook for coming soon listings. There's a Denver West, there's a Denver Metro, and a South Metro. Blast your listings out through there and tell your sellers you're doing all of this. And then I'll leave you with just a couple of other tips. For us, we do Home by Design magazine. I know many of you are subscribing to that magazine as well. Feature your listing on the back cover of the magazine. That goes out to your sphere. If you don't do the magazine and you do a newsletter instead, feature your listing in your newsletter, or make an entirely separate page that goes in with your Buffini items of value, and let your sellers know that this is going out to my sphere. If you do the magazine, that we put at our accountant's office, at our dentist, at the tire store. All of our business relationships also get a copy of that magazine. So the exposure of the house through that magazine is huge.
And make sure when you're doing your presentation, you explain why you do what you do.
Yeah, and what the benefit is to the seller of you exposing their property in this manner. I think that's probably all I have time for. I've got a lot more.
Yes, but that was plenty. That was plenty. So, pop quiz time.
All right, guys.
Ready to win a gift card? Be at your computer.
Yes.
Be ready to type in.
We've got gift cards.
You got to be quick. Got to be the first. So, we're going to throw out a question. And the person who answers the question correctly first will get a gift card. So, let's make sure that everything's looking good on Facebook. Maybe I can bring Paul back in. Maybe Paul can help us again. I'm sorry about my little gallery and moving things around here. It's like,
taking you on a wild ride today.
yeah, I'm putting your video back on, Paul, here.
So for those of you that joined us a little bit late, this is going to be delayed. So you're going to see the questions after people have already answered them. So if you are watching late, you need to fast forward to real time so that you can participate. And by the time you hear this, you're already going to be 3 questions late, but it will at least put you current. So if you're answering,
it pays to be on time.
If you're answering questions and you're like, wait a minute, they're on question number 5 and I'm answering number 1. That's why, is you're watching it live, but you hopped on late and it's playing from the beginning of the broadcast. So,
yeah.
All right. So are you watching for correct answers or is Paul watching for correct answers?
Let's have, we can both do it. Crystal wanted to know if we can email these ideas. We can email you some of our action plan stuff, but
Yeah, we used to have it on Elevate. I've got a 2-page, and again, I guess you can't really see it because of our lighting. It's a 2-page marketing action plan where I actually outline all the things that I do, and then we have a full presentation with pictures and everything. But I'll send you my 2-page action plan just so that you've got the majority of the things I discussed today, plus probably 25 other ideas that we did not discuss. So,
but you're in 100 Days of Greatness too, so
yeah.
We'll have stuff for you in there too.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
But we're always happy to share materials.
And you can always rewatch this.
Sure. Very good. All right.
All
Are we
right.
ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay. So question number 1 is, what is the name of the NAR requirement that states all homes must be placed in the MLS?
You can answer, Paul.
What is the name of the NAR requirement that states all homes must be placed in the MLS?
Yeah, we need a little music.
So when you have what you think is the correct answer, go ahead and type it in the comment section. And we'll watch for those answers.
So should we ask the next one because this is delayed?
Sandra
Shaler, clear cooperation.
Nice. We've only been harping on it a ton. And the reason we brought this question up is RA Colorado is actually patrolling clear cooperation now, and an equity agent received a warning for not having a listing in the MLS within 24 hours of the listing sign going up, and by not remedying it within 24 hours was slapped with a $1,500 fine. So follow the rules and watch for those RA Colorado emails, because when you get a violation email, they literally give you 24 hours to resolve it, or they get you.
$1,500, and then you have one more day, and then it's like another
It's 3,000.
It doubles. It's not like you get a week to fix this. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to have it in day 1, so day 2, day 3. I mean, you're getting fines. So
yeah. I think they cap out at $3,000, but still, who wants to spend $3,000?
Yeah.
Not me.
Follow the rules.
Please watch the weekly updates too, because we're talking about this stuff constantly. You have to read the emails on Mondays.
Yeah.
I think I want to go back to I'm going to.
Marketing's more fun.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, so let's move on to an advertising question. So question number 2, Dora's advertising rule E8 states what must be on all agent marketing and advertising materials?
Your turn, Paul. There you go.
In case you guys missed that, Dora's advertising rule E8 states what must be on all agent marketing and advertising materials. Dominique has company logo.
I'm going with
Misty Candela.
That was a little more accurate. Yeah.
So the brokerage firm has to be disclosed. And yes, the equity logo.
It meets the qualifications, but the name of the company. So if you didn't use the logo, as long as you use the name,
Equity Colorado
that's
Real
a little
Estate.
more accurate. So Dominique, very close.
So close.
But Mindy was more correct.
Or Misty, I think.
Misty, sorry.
Misty
Candela was more correct.
Perfect.
So yes. And why do we bring this up? Because I see it all day long. that this is not being followed. This needs to be on your Facebook page. This needs to be on all marketing materials. When you put something on Facebook or you put something on LinkedIn or Instagram and you put a quick little flyer, new listing, yay, all excited. We have to be on there. Equity Colorado Real Estate. Equity Colorado Real Estate has to be on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Anytime you talk about real estate and it's a marketing thing where someone is hearing that you're a realtor, we got to be there. So everything.
Yeah. From flyers to postcards to social media, anything.
Yep.
So.
Eileen, sorry.
You're
You must be tape delayed.
We're on to question number 3 now. So fast forward and you'll catch up with us in real time. All right.
Good answer, though.
But I'm glad that she got it.
Yes.
All right. So question number 3. How often do you have to take the Code of Ethics course as required by NAR for your Realtor membership?
Code of Ethics.
Code of Ethics. How often do you have to take the Code of Ethics course? We're all realtors, so we all have to do it here at Equity. I know, this is kind of fun.
Maybe we should just do quizzes for every single sales meeting.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Dominic
Dominic says every 3 years.
Ricky Lee, you are correct.
It
It's
is
every 2.
And that was just revised recently.
Yeah,
So-
that was revised this last 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were once correct, Dominic.
Yeah.
But nope, it was
Yeah,
revised.
it's funny. It used to be every 4 years, and then we saw a lot of ethics issues, so they bumped it to 3, and then they realized that we need refreshers every
we need
2.
this more than you guys know. So,
Ah.
2.
So
Every
Ricky Lee.
2.
All right, I'm going to write you down, Ricky Lee. Gotcha. All right, so question number 4.
Eileen is still behind, but you were close. You'll hear it wasn't quite the brokerage logo.
Yeah.
Close.
All right, so question number 4. What form do you use to purchase your own listing? What form do you use to purchase your own listing?
It's your turn.
Do, 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 do. Next time we'll prepare Jeopardy music.
Yeah.
Oh. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Oh, it's taking a little bit.
I know, this is taking a little bit of time. You guys are thinking.
People are Googling.
Yeah.
You can't Google
You're
this.
not allowed to Google. Come on.
That's not going to work.
Don't be a cheater.
Katie Markman, contract to buy and sell.
Yes, Katie. You use a regular contract to buy and sell.
Try to trick you
It
on
was
that
a trick
one.
question.
Try to trick people on that one. Well done.
Well done, Katie Markman. Yep, you got it. Okay, so question number 5. How many years must you retain your transaction files for? How many years do you have to keep your transaction files? Do, 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 do.
Dominic, 4. You got your Ricky
years.
Lee.
All
You guys
right.
were close. Misty, that is your IRS. 7 years.
7 years for taxes.
we said that last
We
night.
did.
Someone's going to say 7.
Mhm.
Nope, that's IRS.
Yep.
Dominic, he was the fastest on that one.
Yep. So you do need to retain your transaction files for 4 years.
Yeah, we retain them, but you're required to retain as well.
Yes, exactly.
And all I can say is if we have it, you should have it. If you have it, we should have it. Our files should match.
Yes, exactly. All right, perfect. So question number 6. This one's a little bit longer, and there's 2 options. I'm going to give you an A or a B. So you either type in A if that's the correct answer, or you type in B if that's the correct answer.
Oh, Todd Baker's saying, what about me? I got in before him.
Ooh.
I don't see anything. Let's see.
We're going to have to go back and look at the chain.
I don't see
I'll
it.
read off this question while we check the chain of answers.
I'm looking at the chain. I don't see it.
So, Question number 6. When is a post-closing occupancy agreement needed? A, only when the seller is retaining possession of the property for more than 24 hours after closing. Or B, anytime the buyer doesn't receive possession at the time of closing. You're going to respond with A or B. A, only when the seller is retaining possession of the property for more than 24 hours after closing. Or B, anytime the buyer doesn't receive possession at the time of closing.
Beth Goddard.
B.
B.
That is correct. Anytime the buyer does not get possession at closing, a post-closing occupancy agreement needs to accompany. Whether the seller is going to be there for 12 hours, 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, doesn't matter. Need it. Perfect. Good job, Beth. All right, so question number 7.
So just recap. You might think that you guys posted quickly and it might have kicked back to you really fast because you typed it in, so you're watching your own Facebook. But it's what we see right here, and this is just for fun.
There you go.
We'll do it again another time.
Yeah. Promise. I guess we should have had rules when we started this, huh? All right, so question number 7. What disclosure must be made when you are personally buying and selling real estate yourself? What disclosure must be made when you are personally buying and selling? You guys are doing good. I know.
The sound of silence.
Yeah, right?
They're thinking.
They are.
They're typing. Agent owner, Eileen Kitko.
Yes, so you need to disclose when you are the listing agent that you're an agent owner when you're buying. Really the proper terminology that we want in the contract to buy and sell is that the buyer or seller is an active real estate, holds an active real estate license. So that's typically what we want to see. You can say that you're a broker owner, buyer broker, seller, whatever. But yeah, we want to know that you hold a real estate license. So you got that one?
Eileen caught on that she was not live. And she
Eileen
relogged on and got in because she's been hitting the numbers, but they've all been delayed.
Yeah. Awesome. Good job.
She likes agent licensed in Colorado. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, you're a licensee. We don't even say that we're brokers. We're not agents. We're brokers. So you're a licensee or a broker in the state of Colorado.
Yes.
But yes, you
Must
guys all
disclose.
get it. Yes.
Perfect. Question number 8.
Is this the last?
No, we have two more.
Two more.
What time is the payroll wire cutoff?
Ooh, good one. Don't put your hand up, Paul.
I'm just going to comment that I love that question.
What time is the payroll wire cutoff?
You're going to have to be really dialed in to know this
Yep.
one.
And those of you that
Rocio, typing too fast.
and those of you that haven't had a closing yet may not know the answer to this. But
Philip says 2 o'clock. Ricky Lee says 2 o'clock. Sandra says 2 o'clock.
Rocio says 2 o'clock.
Katie, 2 o'clock. Eileen, 2 o'clock. Do we have a winner yet?
We do not have a winner yet.
Where can you find this information, Paul?
Many, many places. Elevate. FAQ document. I think it's in our Facebook group. There's a couple places.
Is it on the actual form itself?
It is on the actual checklist itself.
It's on the actual checklist.
On the commission disbursement form, or what checklist are we referencing?
I believe the listing packet checklist, buyer packet checklist, all 3 checklists.
Can you pull it up for me, Paul?
Yes, I will pull that up.
All right, we got Katie Markman with 1 o'clock. We've got Beth Goddard with 1 o'clock. We've got Eileen with 1. We've got Misty with 4.
Well, this is good to know.
We found a question
that you guys don't know the answer to, and no wonder that we get people saying, I'm not getting paid because you guys don't know what time you're supposed to get this in by, and if you're not getting it in by the right time, you're wondering why I didn't get paid. So, Paul, this is actually 5 o'clock. We're all over the place.
Yeah. Everywhere but the sweet spot. We're getting there. Someone's going to get it.
And weren't you going to talk about this today, Paul?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why we threw this question in.
I'm trying to pull up the checklists for us. We ready to reveal the official answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think a gift card goes out on this
No
one
gift
because
card.
this is a good teachable. So.
Now we're just throwing out numbers.
Exactly.
The official cutoff.
Here,
Payroll.
can you show it to us, though?
I'm trying to pull it up. I'm probably not going to have it as fast as I would like. Bear with me, guys. And you know what? It might not be on our listing packet checklist there, guys. But are we ready to talk about the answer?
Yes, but I want to be able to show people.
Okay.
So you'll have to do that later then. Wow,
Yes,
we've hit every time there is.
So the official answer is 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. is the payroll cutoff. So those people who said 2 p.m., you were very, very close, but it's 1:30 p.m. That 30 minutes of additional cushion to make sure everything is in place, everything's reviewed, so that the wire can be sent out by 2 p.m.
And that's probably why everyone was saying 2 is that's when the wire would actually be sent.
But
So what has to be in by 1:30?
I want you to pull up the document showing that and be prepared to do your little talk. We're going to do our last question. 12:48.
12:48, I love it.
Sandra.
Oh, that's great.
So you get prepared for your little discussion.
Yeah, whether
Because that's being
FAQ
right.
or
You got to be able to
Elevate
show people that this is where it's been. This is where it is.
And then, and when we segue into that conversation, then we can talk about what physically has to be in by 1:30 in order for you guys to get paid that next day. All right, so the final question, and thank you guys for playing. This has been fun. Correct spelling is required on this one, so careful in your typing. What is the name of our in-house mortgage company and the name of our loan officer? You need both of them. Name of the in-house mortgage company and the loan officer.
Good question. 3 p.m. Utah time. Utah and Colorado are on the same time.
I like that. Good, Lily. Very good.
Final file, HUDs, and CDA cover from title.
Yes, Eileen.
That is correct.
That is correct.
I'm going to share a screen with you, Paul, so you let me know when you need it.
All right, so we're getting answers coming in.
The full name of the mortgage company.
Yep.
Wow.
Really?
Rocio, you're typing as fast as you can. Oh, Beth Goddard.
Own Home Loans, Amir Razi. So the name of our in-house mortgage company is Own Home Loans. Many of you typed in Own, which is correct, but it is not the full name. It is Own Home Loans, and Amir Razi is the loan officer.
So thank you for playing. Who did I say what was that? Beth? I think Beth.
Yeah, Beth.
Lots of you got it.
Yeah, good job, you guys.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thanks for playing along. And Paul, are you ready?
Okay, guys, I'm a little sorry to report that we can't find the payroll cutoff in the keys or the checklist. We do have it. We run it in our weekly updates, and it is in our title explanation video of how to complete the commission disbursement form. So we will get that updated.
Yeah.
We do
So that you guys
weekly
can find
update
it
announcements.
easily.
No wonder nobody knows. I mean, but it's, where is it, you said, though? It is
So we've run announcements in the weekly update.
in the weekly
And there
update.
is the video of how to explain the commission disbursement form to the title company. We do mention it in there as well in that video, that title docs have to be received by 1:30 p.m. to the payroll team, CO payroll at equity-usa.net.
Gotcha. Not good enough,
We
though.
will clean that up.
Not good
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, no.
We'll make that a
want
little
that.
easier for you guys.
I want that to be right in front of people so we all know. Yeah. So
We'll work
we
on
will
that.
fix that. That's our issue. That's our problem. That's because Amir's on my speed dial and I bug him all the time. He's the best.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. That was fun just to put together a little pop quiz. You guys all did really well.
Yep. Well done. What else did we have? Anything else here? Let's see.
Just, yeah, a couple little last minute items.
Well, there's the answer right there.
Yeah.
Paul, did you want to say something about this?
I think we covered it with that question, but yeah, I just wanted to quickly highlight that the payroll cutoff is 1:30. So again, title documents have to be received by our payroll team by 1:30 p.m. if you want to make payroll that same day. And one other detail there is that your transaction paperwork must be approved before you can make payroll. So if we receive payroll docs before 1:30, but your buyer packet is missing a form or a signature, that has to be completely approved as well before you make payroll. So those are the biggest delays as to why people are not getting paid. The other last quick detail, this is a refresher, is once you make payroll, you got the title docs, your paperwork is approved, the funds will show up in your bank account the next business day, the next morning. And that's because your bank is releasing the wire to you the following business day after you make payroll. So those are my big reminders in that process there, because we're seeing some questions about that process.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And when should we have your packet?
Your packet, now I can confirm
I
that
can
is
confirm
on the
that.
check.
I did that myself. Yeah.
So your packet, under contract packet and buyer packets should be received a week before closing.
And that
That's to
says
check
that
everything
right on
but-
our checklist. Yep.
The only other time frame, listing packets. So when you have a listing, the listing packet has to be received 24 hours of that listing going live on the MLS.
Was that a question?
That was not one of our
Oh, we were
questions.
going to have that as a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot to do that. Yeah. So yeah, listings now.
We gotta
Listings
have them
now,
immediately.
under contract, within a week. That way we can look at it, tell you what you're missing, you can get it to us, and then we don't delay you getting paid.
Exactly.
And I can't fix anything, nor can you fix anything after closing.
It's hard.
It's really hard to get the deal's closed. It's hard to get signatures. So we don't want that to happen. A lead-based paint after closing is not a good thing to get. So yeah.
Yeah, and then be mindful we're talking business days, so if you close on a Friday, get all your documents and stuff turned in by that 1:30 on Friday, you'll see that hit the next business day, which is not Saturday, it would be Monday.
Yep.
And if there's a holiday involved, of course there's delays because the banks aren't even open.
Yep.
So, all right.
All right. What else
Awesome.
I think we're just about done here. Payroll process. We got 2 classes, Stacy.
Yeah, we've got 2 classes coming up for you guys this month. One is next Tuesday, how to draft better additional provisions for your contracts. We are bringing in attorney John Goodman. You will recognize his last name because he is one of the partners of Frascona, Joyner, Goodman, and Greenstein, where we get all of our clauses that you guys use in CTM. So it's a great class. One of our managing brokers up north has personally taken this class and said it was one of the best classes she has taken. So it's 3 CE credits. It is $40. The money goes to John to teach the class. And we've got a registration link I've posted on Facebook. We'll also send it in our weekly or our recap email, but go ahead and get registered for that. The second class we have is for what it's worth. A lot of you guys want to know appraisal style adjustments and how to do it. So we are bringing in Steve Olson to teach that class. It's 4 credits and it is $40. That will be on the 30th from 10 to 2. And you guys will get a virtual lunch break during that time period to grab water, coffee, something to eat. So it will not be 4 hours straight. You will get a break. So hopefully we will see you guys in both of those classes.
And then, last but not least, February 2021 award winners, Power Pro winners, we have the top sales agent, again with big transaction numbers. Lisa Snyder, congratulations, $3.3 million in closings. Karina with the most transactions for February. 4 transactions, congratulations. Derek Dannenbaum, 3 transactions. Janet Romero, 3 transactions. And the next following all had 2 transactions for Power Pros. Todd Smith, Kim Dunbar, Monet Schwegel, Liliana Parra, Mindy Sanders, Mary Deckard, Blessed Barak, and Stephanie Fallhauer. So congratulations to all of you guys. Well done. Great month. February is usually a slow month, but you guys did awesome. So
Yep, nice job.
well done. And if you have any new or coming soon listings, please share those now on the Facebook page link. That would be great.
Yeah, you can put them in the comment section below on this feed, or hop over into our Facebook group and just go ahead and share your links. We'd love to see photos.
Awesome.
All right.
That wraps up. We're right on time here. Want to say I appreciate your guys' input in my unofficial survey. We're keeping our eyes out for a break in the weather for us to actually get together.
Yes.
If I can, say in the weather. Yes. So as soon as we can do something, we'll try and get it put together and we'll figure it out. But again, we're going to start looking into some restaurants and see if we can't get some of our awards going, because they've loosened up, and it looks like you guys are willing to get together. So let's see if we can't get something on the calendar here sooner than later. So I'm ready. I'm so ready. So.
All right. Awesome, you guys. Have a good rest of your week. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.